Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. In this episode, I'm gonna take you through the whole process of making a 3D model into an animated model and then export it out as something that you can use for AR. So I will be using this Godot Game Tools and also Mixamo. So yeah, let's get started. Godot Game Tools is something that you can download for free, but you can also give a bit of donations to the creators. This one was made by Vinicius Guerrero. Basically, this add-on can bring multiple FBX animations from Mixamo, and then you can kind of mix it up inside Blender using NLA. So let's get started. I will be using actually an asset from my friend Rhangga. This is Spiderman Far From Home, low polygon objects. So yeah, I'll be using this. This is the texture. It's actually a cutout. Interesting that the texture is not actually square, but it's gonna work. So let's get started. When you first open Blender, you have this 3D scene. You don't need all of them. Select all, delete, file, import, OBJ. So we have this OBJ. I will simply drag and drop it. Blender will find out the location of the file, and then you can simply select it and you can import the OBJ. So you can see by default this OBJ is actually, this spider character is not in the center, so you want that to be centered. Normally I'll do it like this, F3 and then set origin to geometry, and then option G to reset the character so it's centered. And then from the front, we're gonna bring it up, hold G and then drag it until this character is on the floor. But we gotta check whether this is correctly aligned. If I tap on that and then look at, this is the back orthographic, this is the front orthographic. We want to rotate it so the front is always actually front. RZ 180. So I'm rotating the Spiderman. So let's save this let's freeze transform this very quickly. Control A, apply all transform, so it's all zero out. File save as, this is gonna be Rhangga Spidey. I want to give him credits, and we're gonna give these guys some texture. So I'll give it material. For the base color, I will create a new image texture. I'm gonna open it and just find the file. So this is the Papercut UV. If I'm not wrong, the UV is already done. So there you go. Just the UV and then the image. So it's all good. We can look at the texture. Okay, cool. Very nice model. It's very simple, but it's actually working. And this is the Spider-Man from Homecoming. So with this guy, this is paper, so we don't want this to be too shiny. Just a little bit of roughness. So maybe it's a bit of glossy paper. You can give a little bit of clear coat. Actually, clear coat works if you are using Apple AR USDZ. Clear coat is good. It's gonna add a bit of shine. Okay, file, save. So now we want to give this guy a little bit of animation, so we're gonna export it as FBX. FBX Rhangga Spiderman. Everything is default. Export FBX. So now we're gonna go to Mixamo. We're gonna upload our character and the spider. So this is Mixamo. Mixamo is owned by Adobe. It doesn't have much update, except that you can now export it to Adobe Aero. So This is the Spiderman character. Doesn't have texture. Maybe I should have zipped the texture, but it's okay. Just gonna quickly rig this guy. This is the Mixamo auto rig. It's always really handy, and it works if your character is actually watertight. Single surface watertight, and it's gonna work fine. So every joint is placed. We're gonna be using how many fingers? 3 chains. Okay, just use. Is the Spiderman? Oh, only 2 fingers. Okay. 2 chain fingers. Simpler. Next. We're gonna try to find a couple of animations that we're gonna combine together inside Blender using the NLA. So let's go back. School King character. Save. Save again just in case. I save a lot. So now we wait a few minutes. Hopefully the rigger is doing it properly. Okay, cool. Next. Maybe we need a, just in case, we're gonna have the character in T pose first, and we're gonna download this pose. Download. Click. Somehow it's a bit slow. Okay. T-pose. What else do I need? I like the character actually sitting down, standing up, walking, and doing a bit of dancing. I don't know if we have sitting down, I'm sure. Standing up. Yeah, maybe try the character sitting down and standing up. This one seems like a girl. Animations, this one. Idle is actually probably something we need. Download. It's interesting. Cancel. So I cannot tap. Let's refresh. Character idle. It looks pretty sad. Download. Okay, interesting. Well, interesting. Doesn't allow me to click. We have this T pose. So I'm gonna put it in the folder first of all. Spiderman, or Spidey, Rhangga, Annie. Place this in there. Maybe idle is not good, so let's find a walk. So walking proud. Whether I should do it in place, maybe. Okay, it's working. Downloading assets, walking, and then dancing. Spiderman. Salsa. Yeah, that's actually kind of fun. Something wrong with this button. Come on. Ah. Should have downloaded. Okay. Interesting. It's over there. It's a walking, preparing download, downloaded. Cool. Okay, we have 3 animations. Should be enough. Okay, let's now bring this into Blender. So I can delete this guy. And I will be using this Godot Game Tools. First we need a target, so I will download our guy, our rig. So T-pose import FBX. So this is our characters already rigged in T-pose. We had a bit of scaling and rotations, that's okay. Our target's gonna be our Spidey armature. We're gonna join Mixamo animations. Simply point into the folder with all the animations and select join Mixamo animations, and it's gonna grab all the animations and gonna put it under one armature. So let's, maybe we can find something else. So Salsa number 2. Where's the button? Why is this so weird? Something wrong with this button. Anyway, the the loading should be completed. So it's importing all the animations. So okay, Salsa is this Salsa number 2 is already downloaded. We can actually close this. I believe now if we select this guy, we can find animations. Okay, T-pose number 1, T-pose number 2, that's actually reloaded. Salsa dancing, we can play animations. You see, I can select an animations and then it's gonna update the timeline, so that's cool. Let's try to remix this using NLA. Let's see if this is actually working. Non-linear animations, that's NLA. We have Spiderman walking. Let's put all the animations into NLA. So we have double T-pose, we don't need to worry about that. We can start to mix this. Let's put this to the top. T-pose. Character is gonna be walking and then gonna be doing salsa dancing. So by default, all of this animation is gonna be like replacing each other. So the blend is set to replace. We want this to be combined. So from T-pose to walking, so now character is actually walking in T-pose. So that's kind of interesting. We can actually kind of blend this. So there's an options here to do blending in and blending out. There's actually a way to animate the influence as well. So that's something to try. So this character, let's try to keyframe the blending. So let's try blend out. So I give it a bit of value. So can't really see what's going on here. There should be like a indicator that we are blending out. We can actually use auto blending in and blending out as well. This guy should also be combined, and we want to combine it with this guy. Let's enable blend in, blend out. And we don't need this T-pose. I can delete this. Bring this up. So NLA, first time you use it, it's probably a little bit strange, but after a while, it's actually really quite powerful, and it's actually easy to use. Okay, that's the auto blending is working after I drag the track. Seems to be snapping with the T-pose. Maybe increase the T-pose for a bit. Repeat 5 times. So now we have the T-pose for a few seconds, and then the walking is gonna doing a auto blending. So this auto blending can be really handy, but you can also keyframe it manually. So it's actually quite powerful. So from T-pose, it's gonna switch to walking, and then salsa dancing. So he right away on that spot, he started to do a bit of salsa. Let's make these animations like 65 frames or 100 frames. 100. Maybe at the very end he actually switched back to T-pose. Or if I have imported the idle pose, that's probably better. It's actually not too bad. Right away, at that point, he's doing salsa. Save, and then over here I can add the T-pose. How do we add a track? Select the track and then Shift A, add T-pose. Okay, and we want to blend this as well. Combine. So go back to T-pose and enable auto in, auto out. Repeat 5 times. So simply drag this end frame should be less, so maybe around 90. Go back to T-pose. So these animations can be kind of looping and complete. So let's make this properly. End frame 100. 95. 98. Salsa, back to T-pose. It's not bad. Oh, I know. He's doing a bit of walking, but then he's kind of blending into the salsa, going back to 0. Okay, that's interesting. There must be a way that, so that he's doing a bit of walk, and then at that point we can do the salsa or move the salsa a little bit. Okay, so This salsa seems to be a little bit fast. Okay, scale should be 1. So maybe in this case we need to set the auto, we need to set blend out properly. Set it up ourselves. So blend out around 95. So if I select that, if I select this guy, you can kind of see the line. Maybe I should split the track or something. But this end frame, if I change the end frame, the scale shouldn't change. Okay, shouldn't. Okay, I know. So the blend out is like 20 frame or something. 10 frame. And then we change the end frame and it should blend. Cool, alright. So there is a pop because I probably need to have a bit more of this. 10 times. Times, okay. Then out 7. Okay, that's not too bad. It's just the walking is a bit strange. Maybe the walking should be on the spot. Okay, so that's the NLA is kind of done, and we need to combine everything so we can export it out as a single animation. So I think select character, select all the bones in pose, F3 here, and then action, bake action, only selected bones. Maybe we need to turn this on, shift object, just hit OK. Okay, that's actually pretty fast. Now we should be done. We can actually delete everything, and we have the new animations. And save this as bake. File, export, FBX, or let's try GLB. So with GLB, you can later with GLB you can export it as something that works with AR or as USDZ. So let's see, with GLB we can test it out using Babylon Sandbox. Desktop, GLB, drag and drop. Okay, Spiderman is animating T-pose, dancing. Everything is a bit too fast, but a little bit strange, but it's working. And let's try the USDZ convert. Paste this we might need to scale it large. Seems to work as well. Meters per unit, 0.01. With USDZ, I believe, yeah, you can see the position is a bit centered. Should be somewhere here, but that's okay. This actually gonna work properly. So there you go. That's the whole process. From we are rigging it using Mixamo. Everything's Mixamo has a bunch of Mixamo has some motion capture, but still kind of limited. If you ever want to animate the character, you need as you liking, you probably want to animate it yourself or make a motion capture yourself, and you mix it together using this Godot Game Tools and Blender, and you export it as AR objects. All right. Hopefully this is useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.